Well, good morning everybody, and as you'll see I've got Sky with me, and I've not got my camera, and that's deliberate. I thought I'd just bring her out for a walk this morning. The weather's gone all cloudy and rubbish, and it's no good for me anyway for photography, or not the sort of photography that I like to do. So I thought I'd come out this morning and just come out for a walk, and it being early February, the birds are becoming a lot more vocal. So I thought I'd try and share some of that with you, and some of the calls that I'm hearing regularly, and some of the calls that you'll also hear in your gardens and in local woodlands around the UK, particularly at this time of the year, just to try and help you identify some of the more common things. So let's just have a walk, see what we can hear, and I'll try and point these things out as we go. So I've only come a few yards from where I videoed the intro piece, and I've just stood still and listened. And if you let it just sort of flow over you, it's amazing what your senses pick up on. I can see a tree creeper actually just going up the trunk of a Douglas fir as we speak. I have heard them, but it's the first one I've seen this year, so I hear them all the time. But you just got to sit still, and then all of a sudden you'll hear them. So birds I've heard so far this morning, I've had nuthatch, wren, robin, blue tit, great tit, chaffinch, firecrest. So I'll try and pick out some of these sort of songs for you individually. It's quite difficult when you've got all these noises and sounds going on around you. But what I'll do is I'll break up the video with pictures of the birds, and I'll play the dedicated calls for you, so without any of the sort of background noise and distractions, so you can pick out these things for yourself. But I'll try and go through, and as we walk along I'll try and describe some of the calls for you, but as I said, you'll hear them, you know, when I play the dedicated calls and show you the images of the bird. So I'm standing in the middle of the wood and just listening. So if I'll stay quiet for a minute, so you can, hopefully the microphone will pick a few things up. I really hope you just heard two things. The first is the most common call I'm hearing at the moment is chaffinch. And the chaffinch call was once described to me like a bowler coming up to, sorry, Sky's running around the place. It was once described to me as a bowler coming up to bowl a cricket ball. And you have this sort of flurry of action right at the end as the ball is delivered. And that's always stuck with me, being a cricket fan. I'll put that call on separately after, you know, in a little while, with a picture of the bird itself, so you can get familiar with it. But that's the most common thing I'm hearing at the moment. But actually in the distant background, as I was quiet, I heard the goshawk call. There's a pair nesting in this wood, as I think I mentioned in previous videos, and we're now early February, and about this time of the year, although they call most of the year, to be honest with you, in February they begin to display because they're beginning to think about breeding again, and it's a bit more common to hear them, particularly in the morning. So I hear them most mornings, but there was a distant call. I'm not sure whether the phone picked it up, but you know, I'll see when I play it back. But I'll try and find that call for you, so I can put it on with a picture of the bird as well. Again, there's a number of things I can hear here. Unfortunately, one of them's just stopped calling. But hopefully you can hear a wren in the background. And again, a wren is quite an easy one to learn. It has this amazing flurry of notes. It's really quick in the middle. They deliver so many. I think it's like over 100 notes in their phrase. It's just singing in the background there. But in the middle, it's really quick. It's like a machine gun. It's in the middle, and it's beautiful. It's one of the most common things you'll hear certainly in the British countryside. And obviously you'll have, sorry, Sky's running around. Just in the background there. incredible. But listen, for a wren, it's that quick phrase in the middle. For such a small bird, they're so loud. And that's what you often find, actually, is the smallest birds are the noisiest. Beautiful. Let's walk on and see what else we can hear. Now, I just had to show you this. I mean, this is a classic animal run through the middle of the wood. As you can see, where they've flattened all these reeds and sedges. But there's lots of roe deer, lots of muntjac in here. And I've seen them in this particular part of the wood quite often. So that's a sort of classic sign. Plus, there are badgers in here as well, because and spaniels too. Thank you, Sky. Hear that? Classic song thrush. As I said, 3 repeated phrases, generally, not always. You did 4 then. And again. Typical. Sorry about the noise in the background as well. They've been felling in the wood, and it's a vehicle picking up some of the log pile, and the usual beep 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 when it's reversing, which is rather ruining the moment. I'm looking for it, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, there it is. It's up in that tree. How beautiful is that? Sorry, I've got Sky on the lead and she's pulling away. I could sit here and listen to that for hours. Surely one of the most beautiful songsters we have in the UK. I said apologies for the beep 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 in the background. This is rather spoiling it. As I've just been walking up this path, I've just seen another bird. Didn't hear it, but it's another bird that would be really easy for you to recognise actually when you hear it. It's a jay. Again, another beautiful woodland bird. They've got a really raucous call, which I've always likened to the sort of punk rock of the woodland bird world. It's just so loud and raucous, and anyway, it's good to know there's still a bit of anarchy in the UK. Okay, so there's 2 things that I wanted to hear. One of them is doing it in the background now. Hopefully you can hear that. So that's a teacher, 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 teacher call. That's a classic great tit. As I said, the tits make a variety of calls, but that's the easiest one to recognise, I think. Teacher, 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 teacher. I can see it flitting around in the trees now. So the other one I can hear is, I can hear snatches of it in the background. You might not be able to pick it up, but I'll play a call and give you a picture of the bird. Is a robin, and I can hear that sort of melancholic, sort of soulful song. I always think always seems to get more optimistic as the spring goes on with the robin. Beautiful. There it is. Just caught a snatch of it then. Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching that video as much as I enjoyed making it. Sometimes it's really nice just to go out without the camera and just go for a walk with the dog and use your eyes and ears and to see what you can find. If you like the video, then please do think about subscribing to the channel. Do also give us the thumbs up. Hit the bell icon, which will give you notifications of upcoming videos and new videos as and when they're posted. And do leave any comments in the comments section below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.